Welcome to this week's episode of the League of Hustlers. Today we'll be discussing a recent incident in the NBA that sparked a lot of controversy and raised some important questions about the relationships between players, owners, the business of sports, and of course we're going to see what we can pull out of this situation. Welcome to the League of Hustlers.
Yeah.
All right, welcome back. If you haven't heard though, right? Phoenix Suns, Denver Nuggets, big game of the weekend. Very good game, might I add. Pretty good game. All right. Big shootout going on, back and forth, all the way, basically to the end of the game. But during the midst of the game, these are pretty emotional games, you know it.
Right.
There's a little bit of tension that flared up. All right. One of the players, in the process of trying to get a ball that's out of bounds, gets in a bit of a standoff with one of the owners of the team. Right?
I wonder if he knew that he was the owner. That's my big question. Like, you may not know that was the owner, bro. And you just like, this is some fan, this overzealous fan, like, get out the way. Like, give me this ball.
Right. That's a big point, man. When you said that, the first thing I thought of was training day.
Okay.
You know, if you don't know this training day scenario, Denzel kills like a Russian mob figure, but he didn't know that the person he killed was tied into this Russian mob. So he ends up having to pay this debt, you know, for this person's life that he took. Isn't able to pay the debt, and then essentially that light him up in the movie. You know, when the van he's trying to get away in the busted up car, and then the vans roll up on him and basically just tear the whole car up.
King Kong ain't got on me.
Right. And that's kind of what that reminds me of. Not really knowing, you know what I mean, who you could potentially be dealing with. You just kind of rolling up and just like, boom, you know, he pushed the guy out the way, you know, really wasn't that big of a deal.
Gotta exhibit self-control, man.
Self-control is key.
Play the clip, though, man.
Play the clip, man. Out here doing all this talking.
All this talking,
this talkity talk. All right, so let's show the clip then, right? Yeah. Let's see. Show the clip, man. Out here talkity talk. But yeah, gotta show some self-restraint. Very important. Very important. Right?
Hold on, go back.
You're gonna show it again from a different angle.
Okay.
A better angle. Right there. Boom.
So this guy is the owner of the opposing team, right?
Right.
Wow. So who is this guy? Let's talk about who this guy is, right?
Yeah. So the dude is Matt Ishbia. All right.
Okay.
King Flopper himself, Matt Ishbia.
Right.
Let's get it from another angle, though. Right here.
Okay. Player falls. He runs up, grabs the ball, like, oh.
Back up.
Get off me.
Back up, bro. Why you holding the ball, number one? Now back up. You know what I mean?
Right. And see, at the same time, this guy used to be a basketball player, right? In college or something like that. So he understands, like, yo, hold the ball. He's trying to hold the ball low key. You know, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And then definitely, you know, tuned into his flopping instinct. You know what I mean? Yeah. Definitely drawing attention to the push because who gets pushed and throws their hands up in the air like, you know. Now, Jokic is a big boy, you know, 7 foot, basically 300 pounds.
Keep playing.
You know.
Right. You said 7 foot, 300 pounds? That's crazy. Look at this guy, man. Dramatic. Come on. That's one of the best flops that I've seen. Ever, right? He flops better than LeBron.
Big boy flopping skills happening here. You know.
I mean, he's like, oh God, like,
hands in
bruh,
the air,
you're
you
not
know.
on the court, you're not playing.
Yeah. So, of course, his entourage, everybody around him drawing attention to the situation. Hey, this guy, this guy, this guy.
Right.
But this is pretty big, though, man. So who is this guy, Matt Ishbia, right?
Yeah.
So gotta know who you're rolling with, man. All right. Matt Ishbia, 7 billion real-time net worth.
Billionaire.
This is real time. This is according to Forbes, real-time net worth. As of today, time of this video, May the 8th. All right, 7 billion real-time net worth. All right.
Wow.
He's the chairman and CEO of a Michigan-based mortgage lender company, which was founded by his father back in 1986. All right. So he comes from, this is old money. All right. His dad started the company in 1986. And now he's the CEO of this company. All right. He owns legacy dollars. All right. And this is a big part of why we wanted to talk about this. This ain't a sports show. All right. We wanted to talk about this because of this profile specifically. All right. Now, how are you going to be the person that's the owner of an NBA team, an NFL team, a number one, wholesale mortgage company in the US, or number one in the country, and whatever your industry is?
Right.
How are you going to get yourself in that position? All right. Now, let's just keep going, because this guy's only 40. He's like 43.
Wow.
All right. I just want to point that out also. This guy's 43. So he owns 71% stake in the company, which went public through a blank check merger in 2021. The big part of this, though, this company was started as a side hustle. His dad was an attorney as a full-time job, right? And then launched this lending company, mortgage lending company, as a side gig. And then over time grew it to become America's largest wholesale lender in 2015. All right. Matt Ishbia and his brother joined the company later on in life, and then adopted their roles and, their stakeholdership and ownership in the company. Wow. Matt became the CEO in 2013. His brother is also a billionaire because he owns 22% stake in the company. Right?
Wow. Yeah, so for me, bro, it's like it's one thing. Like, a lot of people give people bad raps because a parent like handed something down, right?
Handouts.
Right. Like trust fund babies, you hear that term and stuff like that. But to me, man, it's like it takes a lot to maintain it. Now it's one thing if you get it and lose it, but to maintain it and grow it at that takes a lot, man. And to me, that's a noble cause, man. It's like somebody leave you something, that they've built up, and then, it's just your job to keep it going at a minimum, and then elevate it to that next level. So hats off to Matt Ishbia, the best flopper of all floppers.
Right.
You know what I mean?
King
Out
floppity
there.
flop.
Right. I like the fact that he's out there having fun. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
He didn't make an uproar about it. He's throwing his hands up like, oh my God, trying to get the guy basically,
kicked out
or whatever.
Yeah.
Right.
Because that's big.
I mean?
He went on to score like 53 points that game. So had he had got him kicked out, that would have been big for them.
And see, I don't
they
watch
won
basketball.
Anyway.
What's the guy's name?
The Joker, Nikola Jokic. Yeah. But
big fella.
Yeah, man, the trust fund baby thing, I don't know how I feel about that. I get it, because you want to be like, yeah, I got it out the mud and la-di-da-di-da-di. But at the same time, everybody's always like, generational wealth. I want to build generational wealth. So you don't want to be that. You want to get it out the mud, but you want to hand it over to your kids just to say that you did it. You know what I mean? So it's almost like a vanity thing. Like, I got it out the mud. But, I'm also handing it to my children. So you're getting it out to mud for your own ego, and you're passing it off to somebody else also for your own
ego, right?
You know what I mean? So it's just kind of weird. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
don't fall for that, man. That's a trick. That's foolish, actually. The key is, you want to be rich, and you want your family to be rich, and not in just cash rich, but you want to be rich in the values, morals, and principles, so that we're also rich monetarily for a long time.
Exactly. And that's important, bro. That's important. I think it's important to leave your seeds with something, bro. To me, that's very important.
Right.
And so many people do it. You got to leave them with something. Either, I don't know, but something. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Got to pass knowledge, share knowledge, build wealth. Man.
There you
know
go.
what I'm saying? Like our tagline says.
Yeah.
That's super duper important, bro. But shouts out to Matt Ishbia, for the ultimate flop of our lifetime.
Right. Putting on a show.
Fun, man. And shouts out to him for growing, his dad's legacy. Him and his brother, right?
Right. Absolutely. I mean, because I would say, right, not only did they maintain this company over the years, and are still continue to maintain it.
Right.
They're obviously still out making great investments. This guy's now an owner of an NBA team.
Right.
So
right.
Is that what
right.
you
And
want?
I look at the likes of I was watching a video of Mark Cuban. He was talking about, his story of buying the Mavericks and stuff like that. And it was crazy. He said he only paid it was a low millions number. It was the tens of millions, but in my head, it was low, right? I guess the Mavericks was like a losing team or whatever. And he took it and grew it into, what it is now. But he did it by actually hopping on the phone himself and calling businesses, selling tickets, to businesses to bulk tickets and discounts and stuff like that with his team. Like he said, he got on the floor with them in the middle of their office, like on the floor making calls, you know what I mean, with the sales team. And so hearing those types, exactly, bro, hustling. But hearing those types of stories, man, lets us know that it is possible. Even Jay-Z, as cliche as it is, getting it out of the mud and hustling all the way up to being a part owner of the Nets. Again, commendable. So be sure, man. Be sure. I think it's a lesson in this for all of us, and just to surround ourselves with greatness and look at these stories, read these stories, consume these stories, and look at how these people, Jordan even, right, from getting cut early on, and staying focused and staying dedicated, staying disciplined, all the way up to now owning the Hornets, right? And I think he's about to sell or something like that. But anyway, all of this stuff is commendable, bro.
Yeah, absolutely. It's your story. Make something good. Make something good out of it. It's your hustle. It's your grind. Whatever it is, do it. Stick to it. See it through, man. See it through. You'll have something to pass down to the next generation, or your family, your friends, nieces, nephews, children, however you see fit to pass it down. But it's your story, it's your legacy.
Right.
So you're gonna have to do the hustling for it. But that's it, though. Just wanted to talk about Matt Ishbia, the flopper himself. 7 billion net worth. Talk about a little bit of his backstory. You got anything else to add to this, bro?
I would just say invest your guap. New hat.
Invest
In the low shop.
Guap.
You know what I'm saying? Shop.leagueofhustlers.com, right? That's what these guys are doing. They invested their guap. So this is a play out the Bass Pro Shops jump. Invest your guap, man.
Right.
All right.
Right.
Check it out, shop.leagueofhustles.com, man. We out.
We out.